Hey, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon here in Asia, about maybe 1:30 a.m. on the East Coast in the States. And I was just having a thought about, a lot of people are having what they call red pill moments in this walkaway thing. I'm an OG, I'm an original gangsta. I never walked away in the first place. I never walked too, so I grew up a conservative. But I recently met a friend also named Jesse here in Asia, and I call it old age or amnesia, but or Alzheimer's, but I forgot which country he's from, but he's from one of the British Commonwealths. So he doesn't necessarily identify personally with America's politics, but everyone has an opinion about America. I try not to have opinions about other countries so much, but Trump is a thing. Trump is a person that affects other countries, and recently he's been having his own red pill moments, as it were, not about American politics, but about general ideals. Because it affects more people than just Americans. Zach King interviews a lot of people from Canada, for example. The thing is, he was saying that he's realizing that Trump isn't so bad. Or you could say he's realizing that it's not bad when Trump says that China doesn't have to eat our economy, or our various Western economies. That China doesn't have to become the big one and all of us just lay down and become third world countries. That doesn't have to happen. And when Trump says that doesn't have to happen, Trump isn't bad for saying that. And he's been realizing this. All right. It was occurring to me as I'm thinking about all this, what really is it? What were the blue pills in the first place? And a lot of people have, there's discussion about this. There's liberal ideologies, or our professors say that communism's great. I'm thinking that the blue pill moments that led people away from conservatism into American liberal thinking. I mean, liberal thinking in Russia, liberal thinking is pro-communist or pro-conservatism in the West, because they're coming from communism. Liberal thinking in China means to be pro-democracy and more like American Republicans. Or conservatives, I suppose. So liberal and conservative are relative. But what leads people into that Western-style leftist ideology? I don't think it's religious or about values. I think it's really about inheritance. It's like, the boss of that company who doesn't listen to the talented people. You work at the company and you've got a new boss, you've got a manager, you try to tell him, look, we've got to do this or we're going to lose customers. And he doesn't listen. He's like, I know, I have the college degree. You don't know what you're talking about. And he doesn't listen. Or, yeah, that's a good point. But then he doesn't do anything about it. And under his bad management, the company or the organization just goes right downhill. And he wasn't a founder. He came in after it was already established. That's the ultimate blue pill. That's what urban centers are like. A city can exist because of the growing, thriving countryside around it that existed before that supports it. But it's easy to go into that city and get used to that urban city culture and to think that the city made the country. It didn't. The country makes the city, because the country's where the farm is grown, where the industrial stuff exists. And so when you come in to, you've got this great country, wherever it is in the world that you've been born into, maybe you're in an urban center which enjoys the hard work from other people. Wow, that was almost a car accident there. When you get all this good stuff handed to you, it's easy to take for granted all the hard work that went into it. And I think that's really what a lot of the blue pill stuff was about. Even in education gets its money from pre-existing funding or pre-existing beliefs that we all need education. And so it's easy to sit in whatever comfortable position we were given. And I really think that's what's behind the blue pill stuff. And when it doesn't work, you've got to go out and work and pioneer on your own. And that's where the red pills really begin. Those are my thoughts this afternoon from Asia.